Okay, I want to show you how to set up the fluid pump. And a fluid pump is a great thing to have in a practice. It really helps when you only have one or two technicians, so that you can really keep a good watch on the fluids that you're giving your animals. When you're not using a fluid pump, you can set the drip rate, say at 10 drips per second, or 10 drips per 10 seconds, and then the animal can move its leg, and now for some reason you may only be giving 5 drops per 10 seconds, or you may even be giving 20 drops per 10 seconds. So you're either giving not enough or too much. So this is a great way to utilize your technician time and for safety of the animal if you're using a pump. So I have my fluid set up here. I have my fluid bag that I have sterilely attached to my fluid line here. Once I took the top off of this and set the line into this port right here, okay, then I flipped it upside down and I let the water flow through all the way through the line, okay? And then once the line had fluid all the way through it and didn't have any air bubbles in it, I clamped it closed. Okay. So now I'm going to set up my machine. So when you look at this machine, this is a Heska. Some clinics have other machines, so they're going to be set up slightly different. Your clinic will teach you how to use theirs if it's not a Heska. If you push this button here, it opens up. It has directions. It says flow direction right here. Basically what flow direction is which way you want the fluids to flow. So I want the fluids to flow from left to right. So this bag is going to go, this fluid line is going to go through here. Okay. And I'm going to set it in here. Now that it's in and this is closed, you can actually open this clamp back up. So you can open the fluid line. I find it's important for me to open this back up, because otherwise when I start the fluids, if they're attached to the animal and I've forgotten to open this, usually I get a high pressure sign, which means that there's high pressure and you might have left a clamp open or closed. So now to turn it on, you hit the on button here. Machine's going to light up. It's going to tell you a bunch of stuff. Right now it's set at 0. Over here on this side, this says macro, T-P, TPN, and MIC. This is how you set your fluid drip rate based on the size of the fluid line that you're using. This one right here is a macro, so we're going to have it on macro, but you can change it depending on the size of the line you have, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So you turn off the machine. Once you turn off the machine, you push select over here, and then you push the on-off button. Okay? Up. Let's try that again. Select. And then it'll say select here. Once it says select, you can let go of the buttons, and then you just hit select to pick where you want. So over here, it's now at MIC. This MIC is a micro drip line, so it would be a 60 drop set. So if you started off using a 60 drop set in an animal and then decided you had a fluid pump available and you wanted to switch it, you would need to make sure that you switched it on the fluid pump. This is the 10-P, here's the TPN, and then there's another one that's called an easy TPN. Okay, I'm going to set it back up to micro or macro, because that is the size tubing that we've used here. And then I'm going to hit off and turn it off. Now I'm going to turn it back on. Okay, again, it's set to macro here. And over here it says rate. So when it says rate, this is how many mLs you want to go per hour. So we're going to say this patient needs 52 drops per hour. So you push the up and down here, arrows. When you hold it for a little bit, it'll eventually click on. Okay, so 52 drops per hour is what or 52 mLs per hour is what we're giving. Then you're going to hit select again, and this is going to go to time. I'm not going to put a time in here right now, but you could put a time in here if you wanted it to calculate your volume to be infused. So say the doctor said give 52 mLs per hour for the next 5 hours. You could just put in 5 hours here. Okay, and then if you hit select again, it'll tell you how much fluid needs to be infused. So it's actually gonna infuse 260 mLs over those 5 hours. So that's an easy way to do it if the doctor just says give, you know, this many mLs per hour for the next 5 hours. Good way to do it without having to do some calculation. But we're gonna say we're gonna calculate it. So I'm gonna hit clear here, and I'm gonna say the doctor wants us to give 200 mLs total. So this is how many he wants total, or she wants. Okay, and please notice once it went over 100, it goes up in increments of 10. So if you need to give 193, you might as well go to 190. If they want you to give 195 or 96, go up to 200. So here's our 200. Then I'm going to hit select again. This VI here is volume infused. Right now we haven't infused anything, so it should be 0. So if you click VI and there's a number here, you want to hit clear. Okay, so now it's all set. I just want to show you how the time changed here. So we're going to infuse 52 mLs per hour, and we want to do 2 hour or 200 mLs. So it's actually calculated at the time. So it's going to take almost 4 hours for those 200 mLs to be infused. So it's a great way to check to make sure it makes sense. So now that that's done, I can go ahead and hit run hold here, and it's going to start. Okay, so now it's running. I just want to show you what's going to happen when it's high pressure. I've closed off this clamp. So this is in a few seconds, it should be giving me a high pressure sign. So it says high pressure, it's going to yell at you and say high pressure. So that means that something's going on. You need to either check your clamp to make sure you've opened it, or check the patient. If the catheter is positional, you'll need to check that. So if you have any questions, please let me know.